So let's say you came here and you came to the Courant Institute, and your first position was as a visiting member then, since Moni wrote to you about this. And how was the first year at Courant?
It was very good. I mean, I was in 25 Waverly Place, and many of the lectures were in 4 Washington Place because the institute was divided between the 2 buildings at that time. In 4 Washington Place, they didn't have the entire building. They had a few floors. The other few floors was a hat factory.
Right.
So you go to the elevator and you look at somebody, you say, is he my colleague or is he working for the hat factory? If he was well dressed, he was for the hat factory. Otherwise, he was a mathematician. So anyway, it was a fun year because there was no teaching requirement, and there are some good seminars. There was a analysis seminar where somebody pointed out this distinguished gentleman with a beard. That was Louis. And so that I could interact with them, and I think I was influenced by Louis, Fritz, and Peter, and Jürgen. They were all influential at that time. And the visiting program at that time was huge because Sloan Foundation had given a huge grant for the visiting program. And I think every year we had about 30 or 40 visitors. It was nice. And the institute was really nice because that summer I went back to India to get married. And Vasu came here too. She just finished 1 year of college in India, so needed to be admitted to NYU. And so they admitted her. The tuition at that time was nothing like what it is today, but it was still $1,600 a year, which was quite a chunk out of my paycheck.
Yes.
So I asked them if they could do something. But as a visiting member those days was not an employee of the university, so I was not eligible for any tuition revision and so on. But they were nice. They gave her a fellowship, so she didn't have to pay any tuition. So that made it possible for me to stay here for 2 more years, and then I joined the faculty.
And when you came here, did you start to work with faculty at Courant, or did you work on your own in the beginning?
I worked closely with Moni. Although we didn't do any joint work at that time, you would discuss problems and so on. He would suggest some of the things that could be done, and I would try to do some of them. And then he had one student, Michael Schilder, who did some work on asymptotics of Brownian motion, which really is a problem in large deviations. And that got me interested in the subject, and that's how I got into the field.